How's it going, everyone? My name is Maniacal, and today's matter is the 8th vlog of the year, August 2017, and I'd give this month a rating of about 7 out of 10. It's been a little bit stressful, and I'll get into that in a second. People keep telling me I need to shorten that intro down a little bit, and I'm thinking about how I can do that. August hasn't really been that exciting of a month. It hasn't really had that much really going on for me. It's pretty much just been work and school and stuff like that. But it's been a huge month for me for stress because it's starting to make me look at the future and try to figure out where I'm going with life. But yeah, I just really needed to talk about what's going on with me right now. I figure that these vlogs are a history thing for me. I get to look back and say, okay, this is what was going on during this period, this is what was going on during that period, blah, blah, blah. Of course, the solar eclipse happened, and I posted a video, which is actually doing better than almost all my other videos. I think I just have one video that has more views, and that was the one of the Gang Beast videos, which is a really fun video. So what I really want to talk about is looking back at how my life has played out. During high school, I never really imagined myself going to college. I never really imagined myself joining the military. And whenever I got out of high school, I was faced with a lot of choices, a lot of decisions. Where am I going to go? What am I going to do? How am I going to get there? And I basically had to make the choice of, am I going to pursue something that is, something that's going to drain me and make me miserable, aka go to college, get a loan, etc., etc., and that wasn't an option. So I had to face the music of, am I going to just get a job and maybe take a class every now and then to maybe get a better job later on to maybe, continue this cycle forward and forward and forward? Or do I want to do something that's a little bit more productive, a little bit more better for my future, a little bit, pushing me in the right direction? And I looked at all my different options. I looked at everything to try to figure out where I wanted to go. And I decided that I was going to join the Army. And I've probably told this story 1,000 times already, so bear with me. That's just how my brain works. So after a few months of me not doing anything, I decided to join the Army. And that was probably one of the best decisions of my life. It set me up for a lot of things in my future. It gave me a clearance, which allowed me to get a decent job right now. It gave me a lot of confidence. It gave me a lot of push. It gave me experience as a leader. It taught me a lot about different people from around the world, and I have no qualms with what I've done. I'm very proud and very happy that I've actually done the things I've done in the Army. When it was time to get out of the Army, I had to make a lot of really hard choices, and that's kind of where I'm at right now, and this is the whole reason I'm even talking about this, is whenever I finally get to a point where I need to make some changes in my life, go another direction, figure out something, whenever the end of a time is coming, I always have this moment of where I analyze everything, and I get so stressed out, I get bogged down, and I try to figure out where I'm going, what I'm doing, and how I'm going to get there. And it is one of the hardest things for me to rationalize. Now, I haven't really been lucky enough to truly have like a mentor or somebody who's guiding me in life. I've asked for mentors whenever I was getting into college. I kind of poked at some of the bigger name people in the game field to hopefully get some form of direction in my life and maybe get somewhere, where I can say, okay, I have a path, and maybe through their mentorship, I actually know the next steps in life. But yeah, that's So when I got out of the military, I planned everything perfectly, and everything kind of fell into place a little too perfectly. I was in college 2 days before I was actually discharged from the Army, before I got my DD-214 and all that happy jazz. I was already in classes and already attending everything, and I was just good to go. And I am so happy that I was able to do that. I have no regrets for that, and it was just probably the best transition possible because I didn't have a time of just sitting on my butt trying to find a job, trying to go to school, blah, blah, blah. I was already out of the military and into school, out of the frying pan and into the fire, or whatever the saying is. So yeah, that was a good point of my life right there, just to see that I can continue going. So now that the end of school is coming up very soon, I've come to this point where I need to figure out where I'm going next. Now, the overarching plan is to basically move back home and be with family for a little while. Joining the military took me all over the world. I've been away from home for almost 10 years now. I missed my high school reunion, which it doesn't really sound like it was that exciting. And I feel like I've actually kept a hold of all the people I wanted to talk to in the future anyway. But alright, anyway, here I am now. I have one more quarter of school after this one, and I have a lot of choices I need to make. Like I said before, the goal is to move back home, spend some time with family, maybe buy a house, maybe start a family with my wife, aka some kiddos. I'm thinking 2 kiddos. But that is the goal. I mean, that is what I'm looking at right now, but I also see that there's not a lot of job opportunities in Michigan for a game designer. And I would love if anybody knows of any possible, paths I can go to actually help me out and get me into the, position of actually finding a good job there. I'm good with a lot of artistic skills, and I was actually looking at the Googleplex that's there, possibly thinking about maybe trying to get hired there and doing some artistic work for them, some animations or 3D digital stuff, something, that they would actually need me for. And I thought that that would be a good starting point. But I also know that there might be some indie companies out there that might be looking for somebody who actually knows what the hell they're doing and actually wants to do good. So anyway, that's my little, hey, if you're out there, contact me. Honestly, that's what's been stressing me out. That has been my biggest, hugest thing this month. And I do still have a little bit of time. It's almost half a year still before I'm even thinking about getting out of here, out of Colorado. So, I mean, there's definitely time for me to plan things out and think about my direction and stuff like that. So don't freak out about, if the videos aren't going to be posted anymore, because I'm going to keep trying to post a video every week. And going back into that, I've been posting a video every week, even if it's just a stream. I know that those aren't exactly the cream of the crop whenever it really boils down to YouTube, but it's been easier on me just to sit down and play a video game with some friends for a couple hours and stream that while we're just kind of having our banter back and forth, which is what we'd be doing if we were playing anyway, and post that rather than trying to cut into time for homework. I've been kind of drawing myself back further and further and trying to avoid playing as much as I have been in past quarters. Next quarter, I really only have one class that matters, which is Port 2. Everything else is all extra. And this is the other thing that's really bothering me. And anybody who's using the GI Bill, please take note and listen to this very carefully. You need to be taking at least, I think it's 11 or 12 credit hours per quarter to get full-time benefits. That means that you're a full-time student, and that's about 4 classes if you're roughly estimating about 3 credit hours per class. I've never really understood why they call them hours, why not just credits. It is what it is. That's how they calculate it. I kind of rushed everything, and I've been doing at least 5 classes per quarter just to make sure that I've been, good to go. The school I've been going to has had a lot of issues with keeping classes going and actually scheduling things properly. There's a little bit of change of management, which caused a little bit of a better scheduling process because they're actually paying attention to a more majority of the students and not just saying, okay, well, what's available? What do we want to do? And it's been a lot easier to pick out classes. But with that, I only have 1 more class. So that means I have 3 classes which I thought I wasn't going to be able to take. And this is the other part that was stressing me out. And it's still stressing me out because I don't know the answer for sure. But basically, it wound up being, you need to be able to finish your degree. And the classes you take need to go towards your degree, electives, etc., etc. But I was worried that, because the last 3 classes are technically electives, am I going to be able to take those without any stress, any worries of having to pay them back? And this is what's going to happen over the next quarter, I guess, is me figuring out if I need to take these extra 3 classes and if I'm going to get my full benefits. So definitely pay attention to this stuff, and I will give you an answer probably in the next few months. Probably 2 months from now, I'll have a solid answer on if it actually panned out properly or not. But I talked to the financial advisor. She said as long as you still have time on your GI Bill, you're still good to go. And I still have like a good few almost half a year left on my GI Bill, so I should be able to take these 3 classes without any issues. The only issue is they're not truly going towards a degree, and hopefully that GI Bill will pay for them. So that's my biggest stresses right now. And I think that's pretty much it. I don't have to deal with any crazy storms this month. I know Houston is really bad right now, and we actually have a friend who lives in Houston, is visiting us right now, and going to spend a little time with us. So to everybody out there, good luck with everything. I hope that you're having a great month. I hope that your month is better than a 7 out of 10. But alright, hey, don't forget that you matter. My name is Maniacal, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye-bye.